if you want to talk about the people who are now in the NRM, many of them go back to 1960. So it is 65 years. But in the manifesto, we concentrated on the last 40 years, 1986 to now. And our contributions, which are also our plans, because they are still in either continuing or in progress. Number one is ability to bring peace. And the reason we bring peace is because of, first of all, the good politics, because part of the problem, like in 1962, there was no party which could get 50%. This is history. You can go and check. Why? Because DP was a party for the Catholics. UPC was a party for Protestants. Kawakayeka was a party for Baganda Protestants, not all Baganda. So if you go along those lines, nobody can even get 40%, forget about 50%. So therefore, number one is that our politics, and we were part of those groups, but by 1965, we had seen their shallowness. That's how we started what we were calling study groups in the universities and secondary schools, and eventually formed what is now NRM, which, as the speaker said here, was based on interests. Those people are playing around with, the Catholics, the Protestants, the Muslims, the Bateso, the Baganda, the Banyankore, the ones you are playing around with because of your bankruptcy, because you have nothing useful to say. Do you know that they have got needs, all of them? Sir, Excellency, or Honorable, or whatever you call yourself. Do you know that all those people have hunger? Do you know that they have poverty? They have drought. They have lack of roads. They have the same needs. So if people have got the same needs, well, why do you divide them? Why don't you concentrate on solving their needs? And that's why, therefore, we said, and some of their needs include market. Because like me, I'm a Munyankore. I produce cow, I have milk, I have beef, I have bananas. But the Banyankore don't buy my bananas. And they don't buy my beef. They don't buy my milk. Why? Because they have the same. They have the same, I have the same. When I'm moving here in the town, I see a lot of amenvu, ripe bananas.
There's plenty here, Your Excellency.
I don't know where they are coming from. Where are where those bananas coming from? Those amenvu. They must be coming. I don't think because when I go around, I don't see banana plantations.
Most of it comes from Bala, Your Excellency. The Bugisi region. So that means that the Bateso, using their pockets, are the ones supporting those Bagisu economically. Now, if you are a leader, you don't have eyes to see that, then you should go on the dung heap of history. You know dung heap? Dustbin. If you don't see the complementarity between the Bateso and the Bagisu and the Banyankore and the Baganda and vice versa, then you are useless. So one reason we were able to create peace was because of the clear politics, which enabled us to create a national party, which has been winning on the first round, always winning. Even with the cheating of the opposition. Opposition cheats so much, but we still win with the...
Excellency, I don't know how that one is possible.
It is possible, it is possible. If you want, I can tell you that later.
Okay, Your Excellency.
You remind me at the end.
Thank you so much.
Now, then secondly, because of the good politics, we have been able to build strong national institutions. The army, the police, the prisons, the intelligence services. Because we don't look at your tribe, we look at whether you are a good soldier or a bad one. For instance, this one we have not talked so much about. A few days ago, some groups came from Congo. I think you saw a little bit about it in the newspapers. They came from Congo, they were all wiped out. Finished. One day, finished. You pick a gun in Uganda, you are dead if you are not on the side of the government. So those strong institutions came because of the other politics, because we are looking for good soldiers. Whatever your religion, whatever your tribe, if you are a good soldier, you are welcome. If you are a bad one, kwenda nyumbani. So that's why, therefore, contribution number one is peace. Not only in Uganda, but we also try to help even other countries of Africa. Somalia, South Sudan, Congo. We have helped them. Now the second one is Apple development. The roads, the what, I've been telling you that those are two parts. Economic infrastructure and social infrastructure. Economic infrastructure, the road, the electricity and so on. Then the social are the schools and the health centers. But then number three, this is where people really get lost. In the 1960s, I had a lot of problems, even with professors from universities. They would teach, sustainable development. Sustainable development. You go to a class, they are telling you about sustainable development. What does this mean exactly? I don't have time to, how we used to argue with those people. But what was clear was that what they were calling development was mainly infrastructure. Roads, schools sometimes, but they never understood the issue of wealth. A bar. Fortunately, me, I was a cattle keeper, traditionally. So I said, but you people, you're not talking about me. I don't mind the Maram Road. You people, you say Maram Road to Tama. I don't care about Tama. What I care about are the grass for my cows. When I went to Raikitura, 1967, when I bought that, there was no tarmac road, no apple. There was no apple in that area. But I could see a bar because there was good grass. So this is very, very serious. Different groups, even the churches. I had a problem with I would have been a bishop if I had not. If I had not gone to do some other work. Because I was very active in the Scripture Union. But I had a problem with the Morocco. They were not understanding the issue of wealth. Oh, look at the birds, we are like the birds, look at the birds of the air.
they neither sow nor harvest, but God feeds them. But you are not birds of the air. You are created on Saturday. You are special. You cannot be like birds of the air to be fed by, to just eat what other people have planted. So you could see confusion, very dangerous confusion among the political leaders. Even the church is not clear, just, especially those Morocco, I had a problem with them in the 60s. Because they were saying, you know, here on earth, we are visitors. Our permanent home is in heaven. Amos Kauta died when he was 97. What sort of visitor for 97 years? You are here visiting. And you are not working. 97 years, it's very dangerous. So, this issue of Abar being clear that please, don't mix Abar with Apol. Apol can be there, but you still remain with each other. Kampala is the best. Where are the ghettos? The ghettos are in Kampala. These children who have nothing there in the slums. But Kampala is full of tarmac roads. Some are down, some are up. Roads passing on one another. They are called what? Flyovers or whatever.
Flyovers.
Then you find poor people there. So, on my videos, I've been showing you this man from Karamoja, the one of the fruits. I've been very far. You people here in Bukedea, Kumi, you are on the Tarmac Road. The other man is very far. But he's richer now than some of your people here. The man, my man from Mabim, the one of fruits and so on, the orange. So Abar, everybody must understand the importance of Abar. But even for Apple to continue, we must have more Abar. Because as I was saying in Kumi, the other word you taught me, the one of Kongora, the one who, when we are working and you are just leaning on the hole.
Ekalany.
What, that one there?
But they give you a long one at Akalanyanut. Akalanyanut is a general term. But an individual who is lazy is a kalany. A kalany.
But you see, the other one has got cheating. We are working, you are not working. Okongora, there is some element of not only being lazy, but also cheating just. Okongora in the...
We used to call it a nyamelemon.
Your Excellency, it is called Akalanyanut.
Akalanyanut, the one you told me?
Yes.
So, when you remain poor, you are really Akalanyanut just. Because you are not contributing. Because when you buy sugar, there is a little bit of tax on the sugar. You buy cement, there is some tax. If you are economically active and you buy and you consume, you contribute through tax. But now, here, you boycott buying. You don't buy anything. You don't buy sugar. You don't buy cement. You are just there in your grass-thatched house. But you want medicine. You want roads. You are not contributing. So that's why you are Akalanyanut. You are Akalanyanut us. Because you are not contributing. So Abar, actually, in the end, will also affect Apol. You know, there's what we call purchasing power. Purchasing power of the population. When the purchasing power goes up, then the economy also goes up.
So if the people have no purchasing power, and why do they have no purchasing power? Because they are not engaged in wealth creation. So therefore we say number 3, our contribution, those who listen to us. A number of people have done so, a number of groups like the people in the cattle corridor where we started in the 60s, they have all changed. Bunduwijo, they're always doing well. Masaka these days with coffee, they have come up. Garangara with the palm oil. Here in Teso, actually the fruits, if it was not for the factory, when I fly over, I can see a number of people had planted the orchards. But the problem was the factory. Now that our sister has helped us to revive it, I think Teso will really take, even before the other cows you are talking about, the 5, which will come later, but even with the fruits and cassava and those, Teso can come up. So that is contribution number 3. Number 4, ASWAM, jobs. Again, confusion here. ASWAM. They think that jobs are only in the government. But it's very dangerous. That's colonial mentality. Because before colonialism, this emyoga, which I introduced to you people, means exactly that. Emyoga meant skill specialization. Blacksmith, carpenter, ceramics, back cloth making, the ones of leather. All these were emyoga, where some families were. There was no family which did not have omwoga before colonialism. It is only during colonialism that the myoga were killed, and then modern wealth was not introduced. So you ended up with the clerks working for the colonial government. I used to see some few people in Barra there translating for the white man. That is also a job. Engambiri's Yumjung, that is, he's the one to translate for the white man. That's a job also. Meaningless jobs, clerk, I don't know what. It was during the colonial time that the real wealth was killed, and instead you had these clerical jobs, which up to now people are fighting over. So, in the NRM, we tell you clearly that ASWAM comes from Abar. Yeah. Abar is for the individual, is for the family, is for the company. It can even be for the government. A parastato is a bar, but a bar of the government. And creates jobs like the national water. National water is doing business, but also creating jobs. The railway. So a bar produces ASWAM. Without a bar, forget about ASWAM. And that's why we are telling you that look here, the sectors are 4 where you can get a bar. Commercial agriculture, artisanship, and manufacturing. Number 2, number 3, services, hotels, transport like border, taxis, buses, singing, music. That's a service. Sports, that's a service. So that is the 3rd form of a bar. The 4th one is ICT. So that abar is the one which creates ASWAM. Now number 5 In the manifesto, we talk of service delivery. Service delivery is like when how the government is helping the people to take health, education, security, fighting crime. And number 6 is markets. Very dangerous. You hear people running around. Oh, these are, I've got a party. A party to do what? Party this, party X, party Y. How are you looking at our future? Because if you hear of a party which does not talk of East African market, they are busy with the tribes. What this tribe here, Banyankore, Baganda, Bateso. You are an enemy of our future. Where do we sell what we produce? Now that Uganda has woken up a bit, we have got so much surplus. The problem is market. We have got surplus sugar, surplus maize, surplus cement, surplus milk. This was our problem. But you don't hear in the universities, on your wonderful so-called media, no talk of East African integration. Talking about nothing here, football, European clubs. Who supports? Is it Arsenal and
Man U?
You can imagine somebody asked me, which club do you support? I thought he was mad. Me, Yoweri Museveni. I have never watched a single European club, never.
Maybe Uganda Cranes, Your Excellency.
Not even those. I last watched football in 1966 because I'm too busy with survival. I don't have time to. I'm a footballer myself, of course. But because of fighting for our survival, all my mind is on the 7 points I'm telling you. So the market, if you don't, when we took over government, East African community had collapsed because of Idi Amin, Field Marshal, I don't know what. You, Idi Amin, why are you coming in things you don't understand? Amin was with us. He was with us. We used to meet in the Uganda club and so on. So Amin goes, I want to be president. You, but you don't know what you are. I will be president. Okay, so we had to kick him out. Now, when we came, during that time, the community broke up. When we came, that was our first priority. I worked with Mzee Moi, Mzee Mwinyi, Mkapa, to bring back the East African community. And we worked with all these other Africans in Abuja, the Abuja Treaty of 1990, I think, to bring back, to create the African Common Market. So this is our point number 6. Because there's no way Uganda will survive without the market of Africa. So when you hear so-called leaders not talking about this, you can see the future of these countries is doomed. What are you for if you don't see that? You look at the fruit factory here. How much is the consumption inside here, Uganda? I don't think it's enough. Even now I hear that mangoes are going unprocessed to South Sudan, to Kenya, to even now. We need the regional market. Mrs. Zenawi, how she came to know about Soroti fruit factory. She had gone to South Sudan and saw in the shop Teju, my juice, which I put there. I'm the one who gave it that name, Teju. They said, wanted to say fruit factory. I said, no.
call it Teso Juice, Teju.
Wow. Thank you for the good name.
So, Mrs. Zenawi, in South Sudan, where is this juice coming from? So, I don't know what they told her. But when she came, she asked me, I was really surprised. Teju, I said, that's our juice. Would you like to go and see where it is? That's how I persuaded her to come and see, and then she agreed to help us. But you can imagine, you cannot talk of Teju without talking of the East African market. Because if it is about Teso wake up, and the Barango wake up, and all these other groups wake up and produce more fruits, where shall we sell them? The internal market is not enough. So when you have a political class, you have all these big people, all this was big one, this was doctor, professor, lordship, what? What are you loading? Or you are not telling us about our survival. Eh? You are very powerful titles, but please, our survival. Who will buy our products? It's really so annoying. So annoying to see people really. Africa will be like Latin America. Have you heard of Latin America?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Latin America is a very rich continent, much richer than the USA. But because they have got wonderful leaders like the ones of Africa here, wonderful, I think they are wonderful. Wonderful by doing nothing. Latin America is now so, they have everything, all the natural resources, the forests, the rivers, the Amazon, the biggest river in the world, they are all in South America. But they're very miserable. Why? Because of leaders like the ones I see around here in Africa. Leaders unto death and darkness, who don't know what the people need, but they want power. They are there. Latin America is rich in presidents, rich. President 1, 2, 3, 4, 20, 40, but poor in everything else. Nearby USA doesn't have the same resources like the South America, but very rich. Why? The market, the market. If I am in New York, I produce a product, it can be sold all the way to California. How will I fail to succeed? But in Latin America, how can I succeed? I am in a small country called El Salvador. There is excellence there. There is another excellence in Uruguay, 2 million people. There's another excellence, I don't know where. Excellence is rich in excellences, but poor in everything else. So the market of East Africa, market of Africa. You, the political class, will be talking about this with the other fellows in Kenya, the other children who are rioting in Kenya, Gen Z. What are you rioting for? I don't know what. This one has stolen some money. This one. There are people who stole people from Africa who stole not only money but people. They are now the richest people in the world who are taking slaves from Africa. Yes, stealing is a problem, but there are bigger problems. So this young, like that group, the Gen Z, when I was a Gen Z, that group, I was in Mozambique. When I was in 22, 23, I was in the liberated area of Mozambique. Now here, what are you, the young people, doing? So that's why our point number 7 is market. Number 8 is the political, the integration. That one I have not talked so much about, but it is there in the manifesto. So these are the 7 contributions of the NRM to Uganda. Contribution, but also plans. So some of them are continuing.
Well, thank you so much, Your Excellency, for that good explanation. Now, Your Excellency, on Abar or wealth, it is so traditionally cattle keepers. Recently, with your engagement with TESO leaders, you pledged to restore cattle, at least 5 per household. Now the question is, Your Excellency, when will that be? And
we're discussing it in the government. I have informed the government that the people have supported my idea, so the government will now plan like the government plans money, budget, and all that. But I'm glad that at the community level and at my level we have agreed we are now going to involve the whole government. They will plan. It will not be implemented in just one season. It may take 3-4 years, but it will be implemented.
Okay, for the whole region and maybe for all the 5 cattle, or it will be in installment manner? 5 cattle at once? Or?
No, it can be in installment because because you see the homesteads, Lango, Acholi, Teso, there are more than 1 million households. If you check the census, Teso is like 400,000 something, homesteads, Lango, something like that. Actually, they're about like 1.5 million households. So if you say 5 cows times 1.5 million, that's like 6-7 million cows. That's quite a bit of money. It can't be done at a go. They will plan. The government will plan now. We have accepted it. If we had started like 10 years ago, we would have finished by now. So the important thing is to agree, as we seem to have done now, and move forward. The rest is the details.
Well, thank you so much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, you'll realize that in your campaigning tour throughout TESO, there has been a problem with the flag bearers that you are endorsing against those NRM-leaning independence. The complaint is from the flag bearers who seem to fear that if the independents are not maybe barred from contesting, they will divide the votes and the NRM party will lose to opposition. So what is your position to the flag bearers against the NRM-leaning independents?
Now, constitutionally, you cannot bar somebody who wants to be independent. We discussed it in the CA, but we decided not to say that if you take part in the primaries of a party, you are barred from contesting as an independent. So they can contest constitutionally. You can't stop them. But politically, I have guided them 2 ways. Number one, if you are candidates of the NRM, the one who is an independent and the one the flag bearer, and is an opposition person, are you not contributing to the NRM losing that constituency? If you do that, remember you will be condemned forever politically. We shall know that you are the one who caused us to lose, because this is what happened in some of the areas, like in Buganda. We lost like 21 seats because of that. Even Kasese, when Dr. Kionga and another one, when they lost the constituency, it was because of that. So, politically, it is very damaging for you to be involved in that, in causing NRM to lose that constituency because of your selfishness. Not being like Solomon, how he solved the problem of those women who were fighting for the child.
Solomon said, let's divide the child, cut the child into two. The one who was not the mother said, yes, yes, this is fair. And then the real mother said, let the other person take it. Take the child. And Solomon said, this is the real mother now. So why don't you be like Solomon? Like the other woman of the Solomon. Rather than NRM losing that consistency, why don't you say, because that's what I used to do myself. I had been fighting Amin for 8 years. When Amin was about to collapse, people who were doing nothing all gathered to share jobs. At Moshi conference, they all came, they took all the positions. They created 28 groups. Each one was given 2 seats. That's 56. Something called the National Consultative Council. I don't remember what was representing this area at that time. Trying to remember those. There were people like the Attorney General of UPC. What was his name? It was a Mteso man.
Is it Muzeyanyoti?
It was from Serere area, from Ngora area. Ariko,
Stephen Ariko, the father of Ariko Herbert.
Stephen Ariko. These were
okay.
This was the group now.
Okay.
They gave me only 2 seats out of 56, and yet I had the biggest army. So I couldn't even be one of the 2. When they gave me 2 seats, I appointed Kategaya and Father Okoth. Father Okoth was one of our supporters. And I stayed out. And I said, the important thing is that Amin goes. And Amin, and we moved forward. And Amin went. Now, don't you see me here now?
Your Excellency, the fear...
Now, what would have happened if I had said, unless you give me position now, I will oppose what we call in the Bantu dialect, okulemesa, to make things fair. To make things fair, because you have not got a position. It's very dangerous. If they are cheating, you leave them. You say, okay, you go, as long as the whole thing is moving in the direction of improvement. So this is number one. Therefore, for any NRM person to be in that situation, to be an independent in a constituency where we can root the opposition is really criminal and politically bankrupt. You can see that you are not seeing far. But secondly, even where there are only NRMs, because this is where there are only NRMs.
Yes, Your Excellency.
Even there, it's not really correct to be an independent there, because you disturb our people. These are all NRM. Now you are forcing them to be NRM Pro, 70 NRM Pro, I don't know who. And the villagers sometimes don't want to be in those controversies. They want some peace. But you disturb their peace by forcing them to you must choose between me and the other one. And yet there is a better way, which I told them when we were in the neck. I told them the better way, because our primaries were like a trap for the bad people. You line up behind the candidate. In the day, not at night, you line up and you count. Everybody saw.
So these people who cheated, I don't know how they thought they could cheat. Because it was during the day, people lined behind the candidates, they counted, you had agents there, but not only agents, even neutral observers could see. So how could you cheat in that situation? That they bribed the registrar to alter on paper to say that in my village here, instead of getting 20, somebody got 200. But there were people who were there who saw it. So, if you are that's what I told my people. If you are the complainant, and you have got your reliable agents, and you give us facts, we go and check. We shall act criminally against that person. That person will go to jail, the one who because altering is a crime. You will go to jail. Why don't you use that approach of getting facts so that we really deal with the one who did that cheating? There was a case in Namutumba, a case, chairman, it was clear. They couldn't, no way could because the voting was by lining during the day. People saw. Your agents saw. The public also saw. So unless you don't have real facts, which you can bring it to me, because forget about the tribune. If the tribune didn't see it, I'm here. I'm the chairman of the NRM. You bring it to me. I'll go and counter-check. I will send my people. You must have heard that registrars were arrested. Did you hear about that?
Yes, Your Excellency.
Yes. The NRM registrars were arrested, charged criminally. So rather than politically dividing our people, even where it is NRM versus NRM, the better thing is to use the criminal side so that we stop this problem.
Oh, thank you so much, Your Excellency. The other question from me, Your Excellency, is on the parish development model and EMIOGA. It is really a timely program, and many villagers are happy with it. However, the complaint is the delays and some bribery that has come up with.
Arrest them. Why don't you expose them?
Your Excellency, we have exposed them, but recently you said there should be no bail for them, and I don't know whether you have a plan to, one, increase the money per parish, and two, also speed up the disbursements.
Fine, because we are beginning, we shall improve. We shall punish those who are stealing, but we can put even more money. Because it is doing very well, we can put more money. So it's not a problem at all. The important thing is to get a formula that works. Once it has worked as it has, we shall reinforce it.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Just like I told you, I have a team of media partners, including online bloggers. They have questions for you, and I want to request Mr. Walusimbi to guide me on this, so that
let's have like six of them.
Indeed, Your Excellency, I've got 6 questions, and I'll start with Emmy. Emmy, please come to this microphone. Restrict yourself to 1 question, please. State your name and your media house and your question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, sir. My name is Alom Deluxe Emmy. I work for Vision Group at Top Radio. Going straight to my question, Your Excellency, in most districts that you went for a rally, there was an issue of the creation of the new administrative units, especially the districts and the counties. So how do you intend to address the demand? Because it is on record, the Minister of Local Government had already put a ban in creation of these administrative units. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
It's not a ban, it is prioritization. It is prioritization. Now, the people of Kaberamaido, of Kalaki, need a road from Katine to Ochero, from Ochero to Amoratar to Namansare. We don't have money to do everything, but so what do we do now? Do we start with the district or with the road? It's just prioritization. Otherwise, the principle of districts is accepted. We have been creating them, especially for special interest groups. We created Kaberamaido, created Kalaki, because of our Kumam people who were having some friction with the Itaso. Because in the Teso District Council, Kumam was not being used. But now when we created Kalaki, created Kaberamaido, they can go and talk their Kumam there. Now that was, so the principle of districts, especially the ones which have identity issues. Kisoro district used to be part of Kabale, of Chijezi. Chijezi, Bachiga, Banyankwele, those people, they have their dialects, the way of speaking, which is a bit different from Kinyarwanda, because the people of Kisoro, many of them are Kinyarwanda speakers. Yes, Kinyarwanda, you can hear what he's saying, but they speak in a slightly different way than compared to Banyankwele Bachiga. Now, when somebody is a Kinyarwanda speaker and tries to speak Kinyankole, it's very, you see him struggling. So we said, but why should these poor people suffer trying to speak Kinyankole Richiga? You go to Kisoro and speak your Kinyarwanda there. So this is our doctrine of self-determination, if you like, within a united Uganda. But if it is a question of what we do now, a road or a district now, my proposal is that we start with the road. The district will come later. So it is just prioritization. What you call a ban was because we wanted to concentrate on the roads, on the electricity. The electricity. That is the issue. It's not a ban. It is. What we don't have money to do everything. What do we do? That's all. These roads are. When the roads are bad, they really cause a lot of inconvenience. They affect everybody. A road affects everybody. The district, me, I don't really mind. I'm very comfortable in Rwakitura. Whether the district, as my cows there, as long as they are eating their grass, I don't care whether the district is in Mbarara or in Kirugura now. I hear that I'm now in Kirugura now. I'm not really bothered. My cows are grazing. There's a margin of, because they are all Banyankole, it's not a, if there were different groups, maybe I could be concerned. But they are all Banyankole. I can wait. What I think is more urgent is the road, which now we have in that area. We have the road, fortunately. So it is prioritization. But for the counties, those are simpler.
like where we are now, they were talking of Kanyum County, something like that.
In fact, they wanted a district, Your Excellency, Kanyumu district.
But they also wanted a constituency.
Ngino.
Or something like that. Now a constituency is easier because it doesn't have too much administrative costs. The other one is a bit more. So we shall it's the budget. It is all budget controlled. But in principle, we support the idea of, we are the ones who started that policy of districts. We are the ones. So nobody can talk about it more than us. Who created Karaki, who created Kaberamaido, who created all these districts? It is us.
Your Excellency, Kanyumu County is already there and is existing.
It's a constituency.
Yes.
A constituency.
They were talking about some other constituency somewhere.
They wanted Kanyumu County, Your Excellency, to be a district, then Ongino as a county.
Oh.
Anaturutur.
Anatutur. Thank you.
Stephen Ojachor. Stephen Ojachor.
Stephen Ojachor, your question?
Thank you, Your Excellency. For my case, I think the question was already responded in your first dialect. When you talked about the issue of PDM on those who actually steal the money. And you responded very well.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
Maureen Aguti. Maureen.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Aguti Maureen. I work for Vision Group, Etop Radio. My question is, while the UPE policy has been for pro-poor, the main goal is free and accessible primary education to all the children in Uganda to reduce illiteracy. But we still have a challenge with the school management committees and the PTAs who have persistently charged the parents. What is your action on this?
That's why I want us to agree, because you see, you know, we can use force, but not always force. We use it very as a means of last resort. So what I would want is consensus. I don't know why people didn't see the importance of this. That's why I took, you can say that I went to the bush again when I was blocked with the UPE by those groups, by the PTA, by the what, by the foundation bodies, churches, so I went to the bush. I said, okay, let me start my skilling hubs. So you have seen what my skilling hubs have done. So I don't know how Aguti now will support me now that Aguti has seen that the children who are really, the killing is what? Or you call it killing?
Ayar
Ayaro. Is what?
is killing.
Ayar. These children had actually ayaroed by the school charges. These whom I took to the skilling hub. And in 6 months, they become very useful people. So I want Aguti and all her colleagues to now support me and say, this old man is right. You people who are charging money, you are a yarrow of the future of our children, and you must stop. So that we move. What I want is consensus, so that I don't have to force people, arrest, and what. So that we are, for me, it's a clear case. I'm now looking for consensus, rather than
what do you call it, the way of coercion rather than coercion. Okay, another question?
Your Excellency, on that, I remember recently your Honorable Minister, Peter Ogwang, even guided that even if you want to ask for fees from these government schools, but you should not send a child away. But schools have continued sending children away.
Because we shall sort it out. That's why I'm now, you know, in the discussion, do the Wateso know how to make ghee?
Yes, Your Excellency.
to churn the milk.
Yes.
And you make the ghee. And when the ghee forms, there's a way you shake the calabash until the ghee has come together. It's called Pulezidenti in Nyankore. I don't know what they call it in Nateso.
I book.
So I'm now booking you. I want book. What does book mean? To bring the ghee together or what?
To churn it out.
To churn. Okay.
The shaking of that gourd so that the cream comes up and...
oh, okay.
Yes.
Okshunda. Okay. No, I'm trying to generate consensus. That's why that's why I established the skilling hubs so that people see the one they had thrown away as somebody who is not important. Now these children, you see how useful they are in a very short time. So you use it to mobilize so that we really give free education to our children. Okay. Other questions?
Alfred Atua.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency. My name is Alfred Atwao. I'm a multimedia freelance journalist, and I run an online platform called Teso Express Media. Your Excellency, I've also joined you, covering you in almost every rally that you've attended to. And starting from Kapelebiong district, you've been able to highlight the establishment of a new fund that will be able to support the graduates from university that have not been able to find jobs. Your Excellency, the people of Teso, I've also been listening to them explain and talk about this. How different is this from the youth livelihood program that has been supporting the young people in the country? And you say in the next government, you're going to be able to establish this. How have you revised this together with your team? Because we've also been able to see that some of the programs that government has brought have not achieved to the best of the government's expectation. So how are you ready to implement this for the benefit of young people to address unemployment? Thank you so much.
The youth livelihood program was for all youth. All youth. It is true that originally I had actually brought that youth livelihood program for graduates. But when it went to Parliament, the Parliament people said, no, it should be for all youth. So I said, okay. You know me, I fight sometimes, but not always. Shouldn't fight all the time, fight, no. But my original plan was for the graduates. But when it went to Parliament, they said, no, all youth. So I said, okay. But now, with the other youth, they are now very well accommodated in the parish model. Because in the parish model, 30% of the money is for the youth. So those ones are covered, and the difference is that the parish is nearby. Because the other time, I think the youth was at the district or somewhere. The area of operation was either constituency or a district. It was a bit far. So this time it is near, in the parish. So for the youth, there's no problem. They are catered for, the general youth. But these graduates, their parents did extra effort. Some of the children were paid, were on government, on private sponsorship. Their parents spent money, maybe borrowed money or what. Now when they don't get jobs, it's really a double problem. They spent money, nothing in return. So that's why I'm saying that, like, that was my original point when I started the youth fund, but it was changed, which is all right, no problem. But this time, I want it specific for the university graduates. We shall see where to put it. Should it be at the zonal, like TESO? Because the districts may be too many, but I think it can be zonal. TESO, Ankole, and so on. Specifically, it will be different from the youth livelihood, because youth livelihood was for all youth. This will be specific, the way I had actually originally intended it. Last, are there two or what remaining?
Your Excellency, two more. Stella Akia.
Thank you, Your Excellency. My name is Stella Kia. I work with Vision Group and specifically at Top Radio here in Soroti. Mr. President, my question is, last year, I very much remember we sat in this same ground and you did promise that you would establish a presidential demonstration farm here in Teso. How far is the plan? Thank you.
There will be, those hubs already have a 4 acres model attached to it. Maybe they have not implemented it yet, but they will implement it. It will be part of that. I can have another one, but even the skilling hub has got land for the 4 acres model. They can do it. I can have an extra one if they give me land. They're giving me land in Kaperabiong. I don't know how far it has gone, but even without that, the 4 acres model around the skilling hub, I will use it for that purpose.
Okay. Caroline Anyako. That's the last question.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency. My name is Caroline Anyako. I work with Kyoga Veritas Radio. Now my question is, the GROW project has come to help especially the women in business to better their businesses, but there is a key requirement that is needed for you to access the funds. That is a land title. Most of these women don't have land titles, so I wanted to understand that what plans are in place to ensure that the middle class women access the money peacefully. Thank you.
That to grow money is from outside. You know, those things of outside I don't follow so much, because me, I am from here. But I've been hearing that quarrel with grow, with what? Because you see, that money from outside comes with all those conditionalities. So I've really not followed that to grow so much. There were even quarrels, who should get, who should do what. All those distortions are because of the source. the source is, me, I want my own thing. So you ask me about PDM, you ask me about Mioga, and I can tell you there is no, because you can see there's some stupidity in the whole thing. Because land titles, what? If they have land titles, why not go to the bank? They can go to UDB if they have land titles. So you can see that there is a lot of ujinga. And I'm not. I don't fight them, but I don't concentrate so much on them. Those because you see if you see like what we have been doing here, the road from here to Moroto, we did it with our money. Otherwise, nobody would have done that tarmac road from here to Moroto. If you had to depend on the World Bank and so on. Because they were talking of what you call the IRR, internal rate of return, of 12%. And it was not 12%, but I said no. It is not 12% now, but it will be. How can it be 12% when there is no traffic going there? And why is the traffic not going? Because there is no road. So let's build the road and then you'll see the traffic. So me, I concentrate on my own things. That to grow is money from I don't know where, World Bank or what. I don't even concentrate on it. Beta Mongi has been involved in that. Maybe Among may know something about to grow. But me, I don't know much. I have heard, I know it, and people have been complaining about it, complaining here, complaining there. But I'm saying that, how much is that to grow? Grow is like, how much, if you thought all of it, is like...
Your Excellency, we've had a lot of complaints about grow, and we don't see any positive impact on grow. We have instituted a committee to investigate and do an oversight on that money, and we are still waiting for a report.
But how much is it, first of all? Because mine, PDM, 1.2 trillion per year. In 5 years, that's about 5-6 trillion. So I don't see why I should waste my time grow, get headache.
It actually has very stringent conditions.
Me, I'm not bothered. I have my PDM. You come and join my PDM. Forget about to grow. If they are stuck with the money, nobody takes it. Then they will change the conditionalities. Okay, people, that was the last one.
Your Excellency, thank you so much.
I have not forgotten about the circle of my people, of my rumor mongers.
Actually, Your Excellency, I was going to remind you.
No, it is catered for. Because it's not affected by the elections. It's an old pledge. They will implement it.
Thank you so much. Because the journalists were asking that if they can be given their own PDM. Because when they go to these other...
No, that's
they are not registered and they don't qualify.
That was the whole idea. The per zone, 100 million, you remember? That one will be implemented.
Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Your Excellency, just for the record, the grow money which came into the country is $217 million from the World Bank. And
that's about 600 billion.
Yes.
600 billion for how many years?
For 5 years.
Hmm?
For 5 years.
Yes, it's nothing. 600 billion for 5 years. I'm telling you that mine.
We are giving 1 trillion.
1.2 trillion per year.
Per year.
That's 6 trillion in 5 years. So why do I waste time with the grow, which means actually no growing?
Your Excellency, I want to thank you so much for the explanations and clarifications that you've made on what was raised by the Fourth Estate. And I want to request, just in a minute, to allow the Vice Chairperson Eastern to give a vote of thanks for the good work you've done in the region. Though you're yet to finish Bukedea tomorrow, but we want to thank you. And God bless you. Vice Chair.
Thank you, Excellency, for this evening, for meeting the media, and for teaching test of the manifesto. God bless you. Good night.
Your Excellency, maybe a final one. The journalists were asking for a photo moment with you.
No problem.
Thank you so much.